Hello, guys, and welcome to the Man United Agenda. And we just got 3 points against West Ham. And I'm here with Mr. B, who's working overtime for me. He's just done the watch-along, and he's come to do a reaction show as well. He deserves all his credit, man. Big up. How you doing, Mr. B? This is Omundi Juma, and this is the Man United Agenda. And yes, we got another 3 points. The manager likes to win games, doesn't he? Oh, Mr. B, how you feeling after the watch-along? It was a tough game, eh?
I can't do those 1-0s. I'm on there. You're the king for 1-0 and seeing it out. Bro, the last 20 minutes were painful, but the last couple of minutes, oh my God, you know my eyes ain't good. I thought it was in. Talk was asking me, did he save it? Did it come off the post? I thought it was in. Oh my God. Oh,
crazy, isn't it? I think you know what it is with football. I mean, that's the thing about football. You can play, hi Pat, how you doing, man? You can play 90 minutes or 80 minutes, really good football, be the dominant side in a way, and then you can still concede a goal late on. I saw it the other day. There was a team, I forget who was playing, a dominant team against a lesser team, and the lesser team decided in the last 20 minutes to go for it, and it could have just changed the game just to get a point. So credit to West Ham, stubborn, physical, but we won our physical battles. There's so much to talk about today. So much to go on, man. Look, you know what? You know I'm biased, yeah? So you know I'm going to be talking about certain man today, yeah? I want to have that conversation. Are you prepared to have that conversation today?
I am, but what I will say, he wasn't one-on-one under any threat. He had a couple of blocks at the end, which he did well with.
Sorry, lads.
Mr. B, ready for me.
His long range passing was good. All right.
We're gonna come. I'm not gonna be biased, but Bill Badger has already said that. Pat Lawless, how you doing? Just quick intro. How you feeling? Quickly,
lads. I'm doing all right. I missed the first half, obviously, but I seen the second half. So, do you two want to just cover the first half? Because I'll have very little to talk about. Or
yeah, no worries, man. Guys, first of all, do you want to talk about our sponsor? That's GMS. I'm not going to put the graphics up because we put them up all week. You should know by now. GMS, they do topographical surveys and laser scanning as well. The link will always be in the description. That's our sponsor, GMS Global Mapping Surveys. Make sure you check them out, guys. I'm just going to go through some comments before we start, just to get a feel about how our people are feeling right now. Obviously, Bill Badger said, got to say Maguire was cat first half. Second half was decent, but Rand still the man. Want to say hi to Squeaky Bum Time. Stuart Marshall, he's saying Maguire, Delo, Martinez, outstanding second half. Maguire was solid. Bill says Big G. There you go. Heartburn FC says HD Gamer. The gayer man in the match. Couple good saves. Topographical survey said Bill Badger. Watched the first half again. He was shite saying. And UK Strange. You've been to the game this week. You're loving Man United right now. And you're loving the Man United journey. Saying big up to Pat, Mr. B, and OMONDI. First of all, guys, let's talk something quickly here. We talk about just want to talk about the starting lineup. Not about their performance, guys. About the manager picking a team. There's a bit of a different team today. De Gea in goal, Delo, standard. Maguire played with Martinez and Shaw. So he decided to go with Maguire. I think Lindelof has got a sickness. That's why. So there's no point talking about that. We know Lindelof was out with sickness. That was the only option. Casemiro and Eriksen in midfield. Rashford on the left. Elanga started, and Bruno and Ronnie up front. Elanga and Ronnie. Those are the two guys I'm talking about. What's the deal with the selection there? I'm not sure. Were people out? Is Anthony out? Sancho? What's going on, guys? Do you know anything, guys?
Anthony supposedly had a toy strain during the week. That's what we were told. So
yes, that bloody 360 he did, wasn't
it? 720.
He was practicing in a roller disco later on. He hurt himself. No, but apparently Anthony did have a toy strain, and Victor Lindelof had some sort of sickness. Apparently, it was after Harry Maguire gave him a bit of breakfast or something like that.
Here we go. Here we go. It's a setup. You guys setting me up today. You got to. You know what? I'm going to record this show and save the show because you guys are going to be some humble pie today. Trust me. Anyway, touch on me, Mr. B. Ronaldo. He started today. He scored, got his open goal midweek. What do you think about that? Was there any other options, or did you think that's on merit?
Well, they couldn't have played Sancho. Didn't deserve a start. Rashford had to start. And Ronaldo, yeah, man. If he had started, he started. If he didn't start, he didn't start. I think for team balance, he needed to start today. I think it was more for the team why he started, to be honest. If Sancho was worth his salt, Ronaldo probably still wouldn't be playing. Rashford has now cemented his place wherever he plays, whether it's left or centrally. So really, Ronaldo, I'm not saying he was a gap filler, because that would be a disrespect, but I think he played. Yeah, I'm not sure if we had players on form, he would have been playing, but he did the job. He did his job today. They all did.
Just to touch, so we've asked about Ronaldo and Elanga. These are the guys who started today. We're talking about starting lineup. Big G saying, even though Elanga was rubbish, we should have subbed him for another winger. The balance was screwed in the second half. So obviously he brought a McTominay for Elanga and sent Bruno out to the right, who's not really a right winger, but just drifts out there sometimes. Big G's also saying Ronaldo looked up for it, to be fair, and I want to talk about Ronaldo. I thought he played well. Emma's saying Elanga basically played right back. Delo was so much in midfield. There's a few things I want to talk about with that as well, which we go on to. So maybe we just talk about individual players, but secondly, I want to talk about the performance, guys, because I heard a lot of negative stuff in the comments. In the commentary by Sky Sports saying, "Oh, we played poor," but sometimes you have to. I thought we had better quality. We matched them physically, and I think we had the better quality. They struggled to break us down, struggled to create real chances. I felt we were the better team, but this is the Premiership, top league. Let's talk about the performance, guys, overall. And this is going to be a big chunk of the show. So let's start with the performance, and let's talk about West Ham, how they set up, and what made it difficult for us. Start with you, Mr. B.
West Ham did nothing to us in the first half. They didn't make anything difficult for us in the first half. I think David Moyes did what David Moyes does. He came out this.
Wait, what did you call him?
I'm going to call him by his proper name, David Moyes.
Okay.
Yeah, David Moyes. If he had come to Old Trafford and taken points, it might have been calling him something completely different. But he came with his normal safety first tactics, and we absolutely dominated. I think we dominated the whole first half. I don't think they were a threat. I don't remember David De Gea having much to do, and I thought that we had played. We played within ourselves. For whatever reason, the second half we came out, and it was just different. It was just a different game. And then the subs, I think the subs probably made our team worse.
All right. Okay. What about? Do you think West Ham was set up to their midfield was pretty good? They got two big guys. They're physical, Rice and Solchek in there, and then beyond that, little breaks for Barami, whatever his name is.
I thought he had a good game. I thought Barama, he was one of their better players. But I don't think, I'll be honest, Omundi, I don't think they did anything in the first half. I think we're in total control. Maybe you'll tell me something else. I know Pat can't. Maybe you'll tell me something else, but I didn't see that they did anything to us in the first half.
Okay, Pat, I'm not going to Pat. Obviously, you saw a chunk of the game, but you missed it. And you're being fair. You're being honest. You didn't catch much of the first half, but you saw that what really mattered was the second half. I think that's where it sort of really turned on. We saw a balance of great saves and everything else.
I felt he struggled with us in the second half. I felt that West Ham, Anthony did make a massive difference when he came on, but I felt they had to throw in there was at least 3 to 4 technical fouls they had to make in that second half because they couldn't control Rashford and Luke Shaw down that left-hand side. I was trying to figure out where Declan Rice was playing. It was like he was almost given a free roll. 1 minute he's on the right-hand side of the pitch. The next minute he's on the complete opposite side.
Declan Rice,
yeah. He was everywhere, as in swapping sides. He wasn't just bombing down one on the right-hand side. He was down the left-hand side, then he was through the middle. So Obviously, I don't get to see the lad play week in, week out. So it was just I was trying to figure out what kind of position he was playing. Was he just given the free rein to run wherever he wanted? Was Souček playing a bit deeper?
It's too late, Pat. He's already playing for England. He's not coming back to Ireland, I'm afraid.
We don't want him. Don't want him.
You don't want him, okay?
No, we don't want him.
Yes, he was one of the better players for West Ham. Clearly, you can see his quality.
Yeah.
He does carry the ball really well as a leader. Plays with his head up, big, proud, big chested guy, physical as well. I read there was a stat that said he's got the most interceptions in the Premiership. That includes centre backs as well. So yeah, there's a player there. There's a good player, and obviously he's been marked as a Man United player for the last few years, but a bit too pricey. But we've got Casemiro anyway. Yeah, like we had a few chances. To be fair, Rashford had a shot early in the 4th minute. Casemiro was sort of. Let's talk about bringing the ball out. I felt that with West Ham, they tried to sort of play Bowen and Samaka as two sort of two forwards when we were trying to play the ball out, tried to play them narrow, and then whether it went to our wide centre backs, whether it's Martinez or Maguire, one would go and try to close them down. And I think they were trying to target Maguire because obviously Maguire's coming back, he wants to get his confidence back. So when Maguire got the ball, the press was, a bit harder. Martinez, I don't think you can press him because he will carry ball, skill his way out of many situations, and he's got the delivery as well, whether it's short or long. Really good play. So what do you think about playing the ball out? Because a lot of times we come unstuck. I think West Ham were really rigid with their well drilled about stopping us from playing out. Mr. B.
Yeah, muted, Mr. B.
It went. I think we were patient with it. We didn't. I was in. Well, I said I was moaning probably under my breath more that they should be finding Casemiro earlier. But what they did, it just went left to right, and then the two of them. You said they had two of them. They both shifted over as soon as they got tired of running. So they would do it 3 times. They're done. They're not doing it anymore. Then we would play the ball into Casemiro. So those two were then out of the game. So I don't know if it was an instruction. I don't know if it was a tactic, but it seemed to work. My issue was the second half, we stopped doing it. The ball kept on going longer for whatever reason from De Gea's kicks. He stopped playing them out. And then we weren't winning the first or the second ball. And then they were back onto us again. That's the part that I didn't understand. Was it an instruction? In which case, I didn't think it was a good instruction, but it could have been that West Ham had maybe pushed a third player into the press. So I mean, that's something that maybe I'd have to have a look at. But I couldn't understand why we kept on going long, and the ball kept on returning, it kept on being returned.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of chances that I've got recorded from the first half were balls from Casemiro and Eriksen over the top. There's one where Elanga made that beautiful run where he runs from the right through central and picked up the ball, and he's picked out by Eriksen. And another time, that sort of Rashford run as well. So we were trying to play balls over the top a lot of time to bypass their midfield when we got broken down, obviously trying to play the ball out. But it's a work in progress, don't you think, guys? Pat, how do you feel about that? Do you think like chance creation? Because I want to come on to how we create our chances. We've got an identity now, I think, about what we're doing, and I think it's quite clear for everyone to see. But how do you feel about playing out and sort of the way we're playing at the moment, breaking teams down? Because we struggled a midweek against a poor team.
I thought we looked good today. We looked confident taking the ball at the back. We looked confident playing it across. I have to say, Harry Maguire, for what I've seen of him, I thought he played very well, being kind of out of position, playing the right-sided centre back of the two is not his usual role. I thought he played well there when he played the ball out a couple of times into midfield to Casemiro. Casemiro taking it, bringing it forward. I think himself and Fred were trying to impress today with the Brazilian manager in the crowd as well. So, all in all, I think like we do look. I don't feel nervous watching anymore. I feel more confident watching the ball come out of the back. David De Gea as well. David De Gea looks like he's playing the ball over the top. There was once or twice where we couldn't get the ball out from the back, and it went back to De Gea, and De Gea played it over the top, over Jarrett Bowen, out to Luke Shaw on the left. I was very impressed with that. We don't normally see this kind of confident passing and fluidity of the ball moving around before. So it is getting better. And it's, as I say again, if I'm not feeling nervous watching the ball being moved around, they're obviously doing something right.
Yeah. I want to go through a few comments, guys, because we're having a good conversation here about the game, and there's a few new heads coming in as well. Big G said, even if though Lango's rubbish, he should have subbed on for a wing. We said that already, so excuse me. I want to say hi to TalkMU because he said, Fred, what the F was that? I don't know. Mr. B, can you help us with that one? What is he talking about?
It's just his whole performance, man. It's just
At least he's not a boy.
yeah, you know what? I want to show these man love, man. They
Yeah.
come on and he was just Fred. I mean, he was unlucky when he said that come off the post. But
Oh,
Fred was
yeah.
Fred, innit? Fred was Fred. You know, God bless him. We try to love him. We try.
Bill
to
Badger
love
saying here, that's 5 headers in the league for Rashi now, 6 behind Ronnie and closing in. Really impressive. I was saying weeks ago, Rashford don't score headers. We don't have that sort of thing. But we will come on to that goal because I'm sure you guys love it.
Yes. Oh, yes. We need to come on to that goal.
TalkMU say first half very good and controlled. Second half we were like a madman's dinner all over the place. Not so sure about that. I think we were okay. Ten Hag loves attacking midfield on the wing, says HD Gamer. We said that. De Gea is still the best shot stopper out there in the business, says Stuart Marshall. We'll say hi to Emma. She's saying we were really sloppy with our passing though throughout, and Bruno looked tired, if not exhausted in the second half. Probably why he's got himself a rest with a yellow card. Want to say hi to Devon Lindsay. How you doing, man? Say big up, fellas. 1 point off top 4. Come on, United. Yes, we love that. We love that. HG Gamer saying I felt like Bruno should have come off from McTominay. Ericsson would have been a bit better in the end of the game, I think. Devin again is saying Martinez and Delo were the best outfield players in his opinion. Bruno Ronaldo were awful today. I don't understand why Bruno always rushes to play. True, I agree with you there. He needs to slow down and control the match. Very good point. Don't know about awful with Ronaldo. Big G saying we was lucky Samaka was on yellow. If West Ham played both him and Antonio, we would have been in trouble. That's physicality, isn't it? Issue, isn't it? They were quite physical. Bath time, how you doing, man? He said, I think Mr. B, they got Rice off Bruno to come and make the free in those examples. So he's trying to saying that Rice was sort of hanging around Bruno, and then he left him to sort of give them more options possibly. Devon saying also, why didn't Ten Hag bring on Sancho at the end? Ronaldo was giving us nothing and Bruno was absolutely shattered. 2 people saying Bruno was tired now. Stuart Marshall saying our main problem for a long time has been our defence. If we start putting our chances away, we'll be fine. So he's saying the defence is fine now. Bath time is proper nervous for the last 20 minutes. I'm sure we all were. Big up to Arsenal fan Andy Herbert. He says, good win for you, lads. Rashford header was good. You can see Rashford getting into double figures with his goal tally this year. Devon saying it is true, Stuart, but we're keeping the ball. This is talking about the defense being better and we needed to score goals and cheaply in midfield. And finally, Stuart Marshall saying the only annoying thing for me is these stupid short corners. Get them in the box for Harry. Oh, we love Harry, do we now? We love Harry now, yeah. All right. Let's talk about the goal.
You're really getting him on these goat now, yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about the goal. 37 minutes gone. It was a throw-in. Casemiro, it was on throw on the right-hand side. Dalot had the ball. Casemiro came over. He's like, give me the ball. And he didn't get the ball in time. And then suddenly, Ericsson just drifted over and Dalot felt secure to give him the ball. And he sort of played a 1-2 off Bruno's head, which was beautiful, by the way. He popped into Bruno. Bruno played it back for him. And he looked up and just dinked it. And what happened next, Mr. B?
Marcos, my guy. Listen, man, I want people to keep doubting him. On Monday, you say he's not a centre forward. That was a set. As soon as he hit it, I said, Omundi. All I thought in my head is Omundi. Yeah, he's not a centre forward. He's not that. That header, he was up early. He showed the determination. More the determination than aggression, because when you look at the replay, he was up before the defender anyway. The defender, the way that defender was waiting for, he attacked the ball, bosh. I don't score headers like that. But the technique, that's, when you do it and you pose, you do it in the mirror to pose, and you've got the shoulders up and that. Yeah, there you go. That's the one. That's the one. The technique. So for me, brilliant goal. Absolutely brilliant goal. It was held up in there, and Ericsson held it up there and said, Rashford, if you want it, it's theirs for you for the taking. And I think he had all round. I thought he was good to very, 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 very good today. Very, very good today.
Pat, what's your comments on the goal? I mean, you've obviously seen the goal. What do you think of Rashford? The build up, the throw in, the 1-2, the lovely whipped cross. I mean, the way he attacked the ball. Come on, talk to me, man.
It's the two. You've just covered everything the two is, but it's the two parts. It's the silky cross for Christian Eriksen, man. Where have you been all my life? And then Marcus Rashford. You know what I mean? Like he's replicating his last goal with the same header again, basically putting his whole body through the ball, and the ball's in the back of the net before the keeper even gets a chance to look up and go, "Where's the ball?" That's how well he hit it. Pure technique for the cross, pure technique for the goal from Marcus Rashford.
What about the right back? I haven't seen this guy before, but he was standing there. He didn't get a jump. He got a jump on him, didn't he? So the guy's there standing there thinking, right, this is mine. Suddenly, Rashford just came in and took. What about defending there? What's the issue there? What do you reckon that guy could have done any better?
Stop being starstruck and looking at Marcus Rashford. I think I'll stop looking at him and go, oh yeah, it's too late now.
Could he have put his, I don't know, kind of blocked it with his elbows
out? Yeah, he could have tried something. He could have tried a bit of dirty Harry Kane tactics by throwing his back into him and let him fall over. You know what I mean? He could have tried anything, but I just think he got cut. He probably got blinded by Christian Eriksen looking at the ball, going, "Geez, that was a great cross." Oh no, it's too late. Marcus Rashford came over my head.
I mean, both of you now, did you think Rashford had that in his locker? Because these are the sort of goals. The standard Rashford goal is being played in behind the defence, run round, touch, and jam it in the goal. This is something I didn't expect from him, and I'm really impressed with the last two headers he scored. And the first time I saw this was pre-season. We were doing a drill where we cross it from half space. This is what we do now. We cross from the half space, just outside the box, dink it in, and he scored a bam header. I thought, that can't be Rashford, but it certainly is. I've been proved wrong with these last two goals. I mean,
listen, me and Mr. B have been sitting here since me and Mr. B have been sitting here all year. Rashford and Martial, our little fan club, never slating them, always sticking by them every time. So I'm just delighted for him. I'm delighted because, as I keep saying, no player becomes a bad player overnight. It's great to see him coming into form, and long may it last, and he's going to get better and better.
Okay, so we've gone 1-0 up with that fantastic goal, gone into half-time, and we like you guys are saying in the second half we played well. Talk was saying we didn't play well in the second half. West Ham were bound to come at us. I mean, second half. Let's talk second half now. There's been so much action, wasn't there? And there's so many people stood up and represented. Let's talk about Dalot, for example. We had issues in the past with Wan-Bissaka. Back post, not being aware of what's coming, not dealing with things, and we've always been caught like that. That has been an issue. We spoke about this on the show for a long time now, isn't it right, Mr. B? But Dalot at the back post, clearing headers, taking responsibility. He's 6 foot something, 6'1" or 2. He's showing he's not scared. Maybe Martinez is rubbing off on him, you know. But let's go through the defense, guys, about performance. I'll start with Dalot and then we go to De Gea. Pat, do you want to start with Dalot and what you saw with those teams? Because there's 4 or 5 occasions
Diogo Dalot just got jealous of Marcus Rashford's header and goes, "I want to get in that action." And there was at least the third time he got on that back post and he robbed it off Anthony's head. And I was just sitting there and I'm taking me notes and I threw the pen on the pad and went, "Well done, Diogo. Well done. Excellent. I couldn't ask for any more." They could have easily got 2 up on us today. Just by
is this a season where he's claimed that space? That
man,
this season.
Yeah.
Or was there still doubt last season?
It was inconsistency was the problem. Inconsistency was the problem with him, and I felt with Diogo Dalot last year that he was trying to do things, and I don't know whether the instruction was wrong or what he was doing. He was either going too far forward and getting cut out and not coming back. And there were times he was just not going forward at all. And I'm just going, I can't figure out why you're not a good player or why you're not playing well. Now we just seem to be playing better in a good system with good people around him.
Right. Mr. B, you're like with Dalot, so you're saying is this season he's really established himself as the main man at right back. I mean, we took a look at Trent. Trent gets murdered by a lot of fans and his manager, obviously, for not defending correctly, not getting back. What's the balance? What's the difference with Dalot? Has he got that better balance going forward, coming back, positional things? What's going on?
He's probably a better defender. out and out defender. I'm not going to say he's better than Trent going forward, but Dalot now, I think maybe one, he's probably got the belief of the manager, which obviously helps a player's confidence. Two, he's been given an instruction. Footballers are simple creatures by nature. They want to be told what to do and let them get on with it. They don't want 13, 14 instructions, or they don't want no instructions. And I think under Ollie and under Ranić to a certain extent, they didn't want to listen to Ranić. But under Ollie, they had no instructions. So they never knew if they were doing something right or something wrong. They just went out there and played. Now they have a structure which they're allowed to elaborate. They're allowed to, I don't know what the word is. It'll come to me, the word I'm looking for. But it's like they're allowed to express themselves. They've got a box, and within that box, as long as they stay in that box, they can express themselves and do what they want. And I think now he's able to express himself. I mean, you were talking about the headers that Wan-Bissaka probably wouldn't have won. I think he did 4 of them in the game today, where he was up and it flicked off the top of his head and went out for the corner. But 2 of them, I think Antonio was behind him, and one of them, Skamaka, was behind him. So if he didn't do that, if he wasn't in that position, then they're scoring a goal. Although the way De Gea played in the last couple of minutes, maybe De Gea would have saved him, but he's now playing. We've still got to play people at the club, people on the channel, people in the comments who still don't think he's worth a bag of shit. But I think he's earned, said he's on the last 6 months of his contract. You know, he said that he doesn't want to be tied down with contract talks. Obviously, he's going to say he's left it in the hands of his agents. I would love for that deal to be done before there's any talk of him joining a Barcelona or any talk of him. Let it be he's staying at Man United. That to for another 3 or 4 years. You know what I mean? He's nailed down a spot. That's all he's wanted for the last how much years? You've rated Dalot for the last season and a half. You know, you never had a bad word to say about him. We cussed him. Oh, Wan-Bissaka this, Wan-Bissaka that. And let's be honest, Wan-Bissaka can't lace Dalot's boots at the moment. So Monday, fair play to you. You saw a couple of things. You saw quite a few things in him that I'm now seeing as a defender. So yeah, Mr.
Well, we still
Talent
got to
Scout.
convince Paddy. We still have to convince Paddy that he's something. That's going to be
He's going to have to get 30
Yeah.
goals a year to convince Paddy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to go through some comments. So we talk about each unit, the goalkeeper, defense, midfield, and thing, because it's about units, really, systems, rather than individual sort of players. Devon saying, how on earth do we keep a clean sheet with Maguire on? Ha, ha, ha. I thought we'd sync with him. Guess De Gea saved us. I'm going to come on to that. I've got a great piece to talk about Maguire. HG Gamer saying Marcus is 5'9", a Vidic. He's a 5'9" Vidic. He puts his head in front of a gun. He's a madman. Devin is saying Maguire has got to be my favourite player right now. He's an absolute madman at the back, goes in for everything. Over to you, Pat. Just quickly.
Did you say Maguire?
You say the same thing.
Devin said
He never said
Martinez,
Maguire. He never said Maguire.
I said Martinez, didn't I?
No.
Maguire. Get him down, will you?
Excuse me.
Did somebody say Maguire?
Birds of a feather. You and Devon are birds of a feather. You stick together. You've got the same opinion on Martinez. You love the guy, don't you? Because he's a madman.
I absolutely love Martinez, and I would speak about him for the last 10 minutes of this show, but I'm not going to just go Team Martinez, all right? The 50th minute, Skamaka got a great shot. Not only just a great shot, but who throws his whole body in front of it? Martinez. He tries to follow up. I don't know what Skamaka was doing. He's 6'4". He kicks Martinez in the head. Martinez gets the kick in the head, rolls around the ground, trying to get him sent off. It was a side of the boot. There was nothing wrong with him. But it just goes to show him the man is like Vidic. He stick his head and his body in front of everything for the team. Love it, right? The 90th minute. We're chasing the game. We're against the ropes. West Ham are doing their best to get a goal. The ball goes out to the right. Jared Bowen comes in. I think all he has to do is get the ball. Martinez sticks him into the stands. I'd say his head is still spinning after that. And this is what I love about Martinez. It's that infectious, crazy enthusiasm. Fearless, but so self-assured of himself. Everything. He doesn't look like he's waiting for a ball to come to him. He knows when that ball's going to come and he's going to go for it. It's none of this, I'm unsure of this, I'm unsure of that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He's just straight in, dynamic, I know what I want, done, out. And I hope that rubs
what
off
gives the
on
man
Harry Maguire.
confidence? Because sometimes people's confidence can be dented. He hasn't had that moment yet. Maybe the 4-0 result getting dragged at half time. But I don't see his confidence getting dented. He's a tough cookie. Anyway, let's move on to the comments quickly. Dello was outstanding in the second half, says Stuart Marshall. David De Gea, 10 out of 10. Without him, we would have lost the match. Imagine Dello with a player on the bench that wants his spot. He'd get even better, basically saying. Now, here's a big one. Dello's better than Trent, says HG Gamer. Trent, they're not even comparable. Liverpool are shite, says Devon. Devon, you come in strong today, man. Kerwin is saying, gentlemen, what an exciting game that was. It certainly was. And
Cheers,
half time, you say Paddy's a flat Dalota. Devin again saying, "Get out of here, you Maguire propaganda." No, I won't. I'm here to stay. You're gonna hear me. There's 14 in the comments. Stay, guys, because I've got something to say.
No, we're doing Luke Shaw next.
Here's a good point from TalkMU. He showed us a graphic earlier about where Rashford scores his goals, and it's more central in the 6-yard box, that sort of thing. There was a lot of goals in the heat map that Talk showed us months ago. And I slapped it. I said, no, this is rubbish. He's a different sort of player. But he's starting to get goals in tap-ins, fox in the box, headers. This is what we want to see. So TalkMU, I take that back. Well spotted. And
there's a lot there's a lot of humble pie eating from the agenda rights today, boy. Everybody's saying sorry, boy.
As long as we're winning, I don't mind. Let's talk about the goalkeeper. Didn't have much to do the first half, but made some really key saves, especially one from Zuma, where he went that way and he had to sort of go that way as well. How good is De Gea? I mean, obviously we know he's a good shot stopper, but let's talk about his whole game. Has his stock gone up while he's not getting the Spain squad right now for World Cup?
Man, that 82nd minute when he pulled off that save, I think it was Ben Rama. I just looked at him and went, how did you even get across the box for that? It was around the 19th minute, Harry Maguire made a swiping challenge outside the box, and I think it was Anthony got the shot off, and De Gea came in. I don't know how he got about 3 foot to the right, and he just floated in the air until he got that ball. He's unbelievable as a shot stopper, and between him and Dello was the reason why we got 3 points in the end. Okay.
I agree. He done pretty well today when we needed him. Some of those saves I think he's supposed to save, though. I'm not going to get over excited about it. Mr. B, quickly on the goalkeeper. Has he impressed you? He's been under a lot of pressure, hasn't he? They said he doesn't fit the description of being a 10 Hag goalkeeper, but he's still there. He's playing every game.
He's learning. He's learning. The thing is, he's never had to play the 10 Hag way. We all said he couldn't do it, and to a certain extent, he probably couldn't, but he's learning like everybody else in the team. Is he going to learn quick enough for Ten Hag's liking? I don't know, but I want my goalies to make saves. That's my priority. I know we talk about kicking the ball out, and I do understand it more now. Under Ten Hag's system, and you see it, I understand that you want a goalie because he's in the middle of play a lot of the time. The ball will go back to him, and then he has to pass the ball out. So that part I understand. But the bread and butter job of a goalie is to make saves. And that's what David De Gea has always done. And today, he proved his point. Let Enrique not pick him. I don't want him to go to the World Cup. I keep saying that. Martial, don't go. Don't get fit before the World Cup, brethren. Stay at home. Varane, I want you to go because I feel that he needs that for his own mental stability. For him to be injured and miss the World Cup, I think would affect him probably till the end of the season. You know what I mean? Sancho, stay where you are. Be vexed. Understand that Nacho's past you. You and Rashford did the same boat, and Rashford's now going to go to the World Cup. You know what I mean? Maguire, go to the World Cup. You need game time, bruv. That ain't no issue. And Shaw, I don't know how Shaw does it, but he always seems to peak tournament time.
Outstanding. Luke Shaw was outstanding today. His first touch on the dribble, ball comes to him. He gets first touch out of his feet. He's on the dribble. He's moving. Gets away from players. Really? Sorry, Pat. What's funny?
Stuart Marshall is just saying what I was just thinking. You're turning into Roy Keane the older you get, Omundi. He's saving the goal. That's your job. That's your job. So what? He saved the ball. That's your job. So what if you picked
And
it out of the top in? That's your job.
Your job is to do the Roy Keane impersonations because you got it down to a T, man. Even though you're not from Cork. Big up, big up. Guys, Maguire, Luke Shaw, outstanding, we agree. Maguire,
Excellent.
first
Excellent.
half, I said this. I'll be honest, yeah. I said this because I was getting some stick in the WhatsApp group. What did I say about Maguire? First half, I said,
You can't find it. Look.
Because he hasn't got any notes. They're in between the low and the high.
First half, I said, he tried to spray a few balls, looked a bit uncomfortable, didn't go to the target. I thought, it's fine, no, it's no problem. There was one time when West Ham were on the break, he was on the halfway line, he didn't read it, he didn't intercept the ball, nearly fouled Samaka, whatever. They went through Barama, whatever his name is, nearly scored. That was indecision, decision-making, poor starting position. You either go with it and get pinched like Martinez. He's ready. If the ball comes to you, I'm going to pinch you, I'm going to bite you, whatever. Maguire, his time was all out. And then it happened again where he just stood there in the middle of no man's land, waiting for it, and they played it through him, and they went in through to sort of have a chance as well. Second half, outstanding. I got clearance after clearance after clearance. I had to staple stuff onto my notebook to say how many clearances he made. That's how many clearances he made. Maguire was really good. His passing as well. He's a very good passer. Don't forget that. Once he got his, it's all about confidence, guys. Give the guy confidence, he will perform. Granted, he's got his deficiencies, but which I highlighted in the first half. The second half, clearances were against a big physical side in the Premiership, like West Ham. He was the boss there. Look how many times he stood in front of the ball, won the ball, won headers, key things that maybe Lindelof or Varane would struggle to do with the force that he does. So well done, Maguire. That was a good comeback performance. And if you give him confidence, he will only succeed. That's my point. Midfield. I'm not going to have... You've got no comment on Maguire, guys. No comments.
For a Monday. That's his job. Good
one. What your job now, Pat, is to talk about midfield, Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno, how performance. Let's just wrap this up quick. 19 in the comments, tell me what you think, guys.
You need to explain to me how Casemiro just doesn't look like he runs anywhere in the midfield, but he's always there when the ball turns up.
He's a genius. He's a genius.
Excellent. I love them.
He doesn't run. I love him.
Doesn't run.
Yeah.
Doesn't run. It's like he glides. He's like one of them Olympic skaters that just does the triathlon where he just slide across the ice. That's what him. He just doesn't.
You know what
do any running.
You know what it is? What I've noticed, certain years on the pitch, he doesn't run. You're right, but what he does, he expects a mistake from our players. So if Bruno's running, he expects Bruno to lose the ball there. And then he stands in the middle of where he's supposed to be if Bruno makes a mistake or his normal position to receive the ball. I just think that I don't know how buying De Jong would have made us as good as buying Casemiro. I know they're two completely different players, but Casemiro, I think, is what the actual team needed. And for vanity, De Jong is what Ten Hag wanted.
Right. Good shout. Good point. Click that.
It's a very good point. I swear to God. De Jong would be fantastic in our team now after Casemiro's came.
Right, understand, and that's my point, and that's the point that I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
We've now
I couldn't imagine without it.
It doesn't work. It doesn't, and that's why he plays every game.
Forward line, guys. Alanga played today. We had Rashford up there and Ronaldo. I heard a few people saying Ronaldo didn't play well, but I had a few details that I've learned from bath time that I thought Ronaldo done well. For example, I'll come on to it in a minute, but let's talk about a forward line.
I thought Ronaldo, from what I saw, he was dropping a little bit deeper to pick the ball up, which I wasn't sure if that was what he's obviously doing. That he might be told to do that. He had one or two chances in the second half that I noticed. He was taking shots where he could have squared the ball to the likes of Bruno, and you can see Bruno standing there in frustration, going, "What are you doing, man?" But it was like to me, he was taking shots as if he was going to get taken off, and he just wanted to get a goal before he was taken off. But like, there was a times I seen him back, and he was trying to. He won a header in the second half in our box. He cleared the ball as well, so he was putting the shift in. So look, hopefully, lads, he gets a few goals under his belt, and that's what the man needs. But he looks like he's putting in an extra bit of shift today. That's what I saw.
Who's going to talk about Alanga's bringing the ball down back post and having a left foot volley? That didn't go out for play. That ended up.
I definitely remember the volley because me and Talk couldn't believe what the hell was going on. As I said, you know, my eyes ain't good, and I was right underneath my big telly. So I thought Talk asked me if it deflected. I said no, it didn't deflect off anybody. He's not good enough. He runs and he works hard, but on the ball, Alanga's just not good enough. The fact that we won today, resting the 720 King is not, I don't have a problem with. It's a squad game. West Ham, no problem. We've done what we needed to do against West Ham. Anthony will be back for the bigger games, and Alanga will wait until we play in the EFL.
So what you're saying is, regardless of not being good enough today, he's still the type of player we need to come on and be happy when we need him.
Yeah,
because we can't have superstars sitting on the bench. Like,
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
He knows his role. He knows the hierarchy at the club. Yeah, that's the one. He knows his place.
His place.
Just want to say hi to Carl Cavalier. I used to have a Vauxhall Cavalier. It lasted a long time. It went through many MOTs, and even when I didn't MOT it still went running. But Carl, I hope you're part of the channel. Have you subscribe and contribute to the channel more often, because you're saying here Rice is the typical English number, knows no one special, nothing special about him. It's bath time is saying, but he was the best player on the pitch today. Guys, gone through the whole team, overall performance. I'm going to say my man of the match is Harry Maguire. The reason why is because I'm coming to you guys. Opinion. Reason why is because he showed character, and he started off. The fans were booing him on Thursday. He's come back today under pressure. Had a bit of a shaky first half. In the second half, with all these balls being piled in, with bath time feeling anxious at the end, and Stuart Marshall feeling anxious at the end, but Mr. B with big guys like that watching the game at the end. It was a tough game because they were loading up and piling balls in there, and the defensive unit was really good. But I'm really happy for Harry Maguire, and you got to get behind him. That's why I'm going to give him the man of the match today. Man of the match, Mr. B.
My man of the match, I would love to give it to Rashford, but I'm going to give it to Delo.
Good man.
I think Delo was top draw. Today. Everything he had to do, he did very, very well. So I'll give my man of the match to Delo.
Well, I was gonna give it to De Gea, but saving apparently is his job, so he's not getting it. So I'm gonna give it to Delo.
How are we looking, guys? We got a bit of Villa next. Hating in the comments, guys. Guys in the comments, I want to ask you a question. How are we looking? It's a work in progress, isn't it? We said 2-3 transfer windows before we get it right. But are you, for one, seeing an identity of our play now? Are you seeing a lot of character? Are you happy with the manager? Are you happy with our performances? Let me know what you feel, guys, in the comments, please. And I will read out as much as I can in the next couple of minutes before we shut down. Guys,
I'm happy, Omundi. I'll be honest. I want people not to rate us. I said after we beat Arsenal, don't talk about us. After we beat Liverpool was shit. Oh, Man United, Liverpool was only the Man United supporters got gassed. Oh, Liverpool are this. Liverpool are now getting turned over by everybody. Good. I'm glad. Newcastle, this mighty Newcastle with all them. We drew with Newcastle. I said at the time, Newcastle are going to go and beat everybody else. We lost to Man City. I said Man City are going to. We've beaten Liverpool, Tottenham, and Arsenal. We've drawn with Chelsea. We've drawn with Chelsea and we drew with Newcastle. Let us stay under the radar. I don't want nobody talking about us. Let us stay around that fourth, slotting out fifth place, and keep closing the gap. Keep closing the gap, please. We're going to surprise somebody this season. I said it and I'll keep saying it again. We're not going to win the league, but we're going to surprise a lot of people this season.
Before I come to Paddy, Super Nick is saying the progress in such a short period is amazing to see and excite me. And when I think about how great we can be, honourable mention to Benny McCarthy. He's obviously come in as the shooting coach. And also, I'll come into her again because I do like her comments. I'm being selfish here, but she's saying everyone is looking to all the big teams and players in football for a benchmark. I don't think Erik ten Hag is. He is in his own lane, trying to revolutionise United and modern football one match at a time. Before I come to you, Pat, TalkMU asked the question, said we have an identity now, and I feel we're on our way to top 4. Paddy saying, my team, Villa, next week, we annihilate them, so he's feeling good. HG Gamer saying, we're building the defence. Top 4 is looking good. This is really good, guys. Super Nick saying, not so long ago, people wanted Delo out. This manager shows credibility as a coach to improve and develop players. He has to create a team and not just a bunch of players. There you go. We're building the top 4, says HG Gamer. Paddy saying, Liverpool defence is, keep that up. So, yeah, everyone's a bit happy. Devon saying it's true. Super Nick, everyone, including me, wanted him out. So, yeah, it's looking good. Pat, last word to you before we sign out. How's it looking for you? Make it a rousing speech, because it's your speech will be the last speech of the show. Make it rousing. Make us inspired about what we're seeing right now.
Listen, we're playing well. We're on the up. It's progressively getting better. All right. We didn't win pretty today. We won a bit ugly, but sometimes you have to win that way. Now, if we win our next 2 games, we can be up there and we could slot into 3rd place. Spurs are playing Liverpool. As poor as Liverpool are at the moment, they have no problem turning on in the big games. So there's no reason why they can't beat them. We have Aston Villa and we have Fulham. So let's just, as Mr. B says, let's just coast under that radar. And if we get into that 3rd spot, we can get the phone out and put it in a couple of people's faces and rub it in there. But look, let's keep it going, lads. I'm happy, and I hope you're all happy.
Talk, do you want to have the last word? Is that what you come for? Yeah? Tell me, Talk, because you said some really good things in the comments. I'm giving you the last word now, Talk. Rousing speech, because Pat's wasn't rousing enough. I want you to deliver. Yes.
You're only saying that because I didn't talk about Maguire.
Listen, Fred is doing bits. Harry Maguire is doing bits. Right? Listen, they came on, they've done a job for us. They've done a job for us. Erik ten Hag has got this team totally turn it to something that we didn't think was possible only last season. Right? He's working miracles, in my opinion, with some of the players that, as we said, we've written off. Everybody else is writing us off. I'm happy with that. People like to talk about Manchester United. As they say, adored, never ignored. And that's what we are always going to be. They always talk about United, no matter what. And let me tell you this, for me, that identity is there. It's quite clear now. We've been talked about it many times on Monday about patterns of play, etc., etc. We're seeing it. We're seeing these patterns of play, the rotation of the players, the confidence of the players. It's just it's quality. And we are getting top 4, in my opinion. Boom. Marcus Rashford can be a striker.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. He's Matt TalkMU. He's told me he turned my head into Rashford, finishing his dinner. That's gold. And thanks for coming on. Just want to say thanks, guys. If you make sure you watch the watch along earlier on. We're talking to you and Mr. B. Wonderful stuff. We cover all games with these two, and always me and Pat on the reaction shows as well. Love the energy. We're feeling good. We can go and relax now. Have our pudding. Not you, look sure. Everyone else, have your pudding. It's been a great day. It's been a great day. Onwards and upwards. We are winning and skinning teeth as well. Love it, love it. Thank you all you guys in the comments. Appreciate you. If you want to chat after the game about anything in particular, chat in the YouTube comments and we will get back to you straight away. But for now, we're out. God bless you. Have a great Sunday. I know you will later.